So today is our sixth Zoom party. How stryker like to say, sixth ever Zoom party, and I'm very happy to welcome you. Thank you for everybody who is joining us early morning, later morning, at night. So today you will have a chance to meet beautiful Ukrainian ladies that are all over the world at the moment. For your convenience, I put the numbers, their names, ID numbers, and the country where they now. So you can see that some ladies are in Austria, Germany, somebody in Ukraine, somebody in Belgium, somebody in US, like one lady we have, she's in Georgia. So we have some ladies that are in Ukraine and they have no power at the moment. So as you can see, for example, Tatiana, she is sitting with a candle and it's so sweet and so romantic. So we will probably have to speak with them first and ask them to talk to us, because who knows, maybe the mobile will die, the battery, or the candle will burn. So today will be like that. Or maybe we will ask a random girl to ask you this question. The same we will do with the guys. So we will call somebody, for example Andy, and I will say, okay Andy, please ask a question to Tatiana. So it will be just random, just unexpected and unpredictable, but it will be more enjoyable and more fun. Does it make sense, Ryan? Jay? Okay, wonderful. And let's start.
Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Now, we just finished our sixth Zoom.
Last for this year.
The last party for this year for Luba. She can relax now.
Yeah, we should announce what will be next Saturday, but about this a little bit later.
But it's interesting how it was an idea that you had. But okay, let's have a go. I was a bit skeptical on the whole thing, but turned out really well. And since then, it just basically snowballed in the last month, really, isn't it? So yeah. Six. So we did one last year, about a year ago, right?
Yeah. No, it was four this last two months. Yeah. Last month, basically. Yeah. We just see the great advantage for our clients. For us, basically, like it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress, because for me, like, to start that, to make sure everybody will come, a lot of girls, unfortunately, like, who in Ukraine, like, they have no power and they have to be with a candle, but everybody joined, like everybody, like 9 guys, ladies, I didn't count, like there was one lady who was coming back and forth, like she can't, at the end she didn't show up, but anyway, so like so many people, and like to see their interaction, how they can communicate, how they can see each other, ask questions. Like, I find a new way how to make it more interactive when everybody involved. So this was the big question, right? How to make people interested in event for 2 or 2.5 hours, like to just sit and not falling asleep, basically. Yeah. So that was like the first. I know that you want to speak about the guys, like we have this question a lot, like who are the guys who are joining these calls, but before that I want to tell a little bit about the like why are we doing that, like why we think that the Zoom parties are so great. Like, from your point of view, you're sitting here, you're watching this video, like, and you're watching the reactions. What do you think? What do you see?
These are real interactions between real people, and just because it's on a video, or they're so on the opposite sides of the world or whatever, you kind of take away, like, outside looking in, you think it can never ever really be what's the word? Intimate. I know it's kind of a strange word, but you could never make a connection, or you could never see some sparks or anything like that. But I watch it, like I watch it with zero emotion invested into this, and I'm just watching people, and I watch how the guys, when they say something, they ask a question, and I watch the ladies how they respond. And it's interesting to see, and there is actually some merit to the fact that you can actually see somebody talking. And that was, we were discussing about one thing that we were thinking about. What are some things that we've learned with this? Because I wouldn't say that I was against it. I just didn't think that it would kind of pop off the way that it did. So what was something that we learned doing this? And it was the fact that we have clients that are doing these Zoom parties. Okay, so we're going to go through who the people are in a minute. But one thing that we've noticed with every single one is that after the party itself, they message us and they say, I wouldn't mind talking to her, even though he passed up on not wanting to talk to her, or maybe he didn't even pay any attention to her.
On the profile, I will explain a little bit different. So, like, I got the messages after every single Zoom party that the guys is saying that would not choose this lady by her profile, but when I interact with her and when I spoke with her, I definitely felt that, you know, she is like very nice and I want to get her better. That for me is a wonderful result. It's incredible result. And the result number 2 that I see is that this particular one was a big test for me. It was very unusual, but I think that we said that, you know, it's not matchmaking, it's not like introductions, you can't match people, but I think that this particular one, with the help of our manager, with the help of Stryker, big help, and myself, we've been able to a little bit do a matchmaking, and I will tell you how. So when the guy was telling about his interest and the lady was sharing that, like I'm asking, like I used to ask them questions, but now I call the guy and say, you should ask question for this lady, or I ask this lady to ask question for this guy. And so we actually matching them. For example, like the lady, her dream place is Thailand, and we had a guy, he's from US, but he'd been living in Thailand. So of course he was asking her a question, and for her it was so interesting. Why guy is a musician, one lady is singing, so he's playing piano, they start discussing the musical. So we don't know if it will actually end up like you know, as a match, but definitely when people see that they have common interests, it's one of the most important, right? So this is like what we see. That's why I put all my effort in Stryker's way on Saturday evenings every week. We do that, so we enjoy that. Number 2 is we want to discuss with you what kind of guys are joining these parties, right? Because
okay, so we wrote down 3 in this red book. It's not Luba's, it's actually my red book. So we have in the Zoom parties, we have current clients. So clients that have actually signed up with us, whether it was a month ago, whether it was a week ago, whatever it was. We say, of course, you can come along, because what actually happens, you can explain this probably better than what I can, that he gets to witness live options. Is that a good way to say it?
Probably. So we actually we did it once, and then we start getting these feedbacks from the guys who saying who are clients, and they say, Luba, thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, because they say that they would not choose this lady by her profile, but when they spoke and asked questions, it's definitely a very interesting person, and he would and we have a very great and strong connection with the people that I know that they would not choose each other profiles. Not her would not choose him, and he would not choose hers, but they have a wonderful connection, and they're talking, and both are very, very happy at the moment, and fingers crossed that everything will be further good as well. And for them, for our clients, it's a very great opportunity to not use their individual introductions, because they're not paying anything extra for Zoom, but they can see at the same time 10, 15 ladies, and they can interact with them, and so then they can choose who they want to speak one-on-one.
So the second type is guys that we've spoken to who are wanting to go ahead, but they're not ready to go ahead yet. Maybe they'll go ahead in a month or 2 months or something like that. So we're in constant communication with them. They're asking us questions. They just haven't actually made the commitment yet. For whatever reason it is, maybe they need to get time off work. Maybe the time is not right. Maybe we had, for some reason, a couple of guys are in the middle of selling their house, and they just want to finalize things and get themselves to a position where it's a little bit more, there's a bit more simplicity in their life. So we then invite them as well. We say, you guys can come along and you can check it out for yourself, and it doesn't cost them anything.
But if they have, if they like the ladies there, if they want to keep going, I think for them it's most of the time what I see is when there are some guys who just calling us and assertive, yeah, guys, you don't need to tell me anything, I want it. Some guys they want, but they a little bit worry, and I understand, it's investment, and also it's you don't know, you never been in Ukraine, you don't know what is going on there. So for them it's a great way to see who we are, who the ladies are, how we work, and everything about us. And type number 3, it's the guys who
So they book a strategy call with us, and this gives you basically a ticket to the next Zoom party, or whenever it's convenient for you, based on your age as well, because we also split into ages now. So on a strategy call, the call can range from anything from, they're having problems with, say, a current girlfriend. We obviously don't, encourage or invite those guys if they're in a relationship to come to the Zoom party, but it can range from that all the way up to they just found our channel or someone suggested us and they just want to figure out what's going on. They don't even know that we do Zoom parties. They're just simply booking a call because they're confused about something. Maybe they think they're getting scammed. Maybe they've heard about dating in Eastern Europe, and they just want to know more about it.
And so we tell them about that, and they're with open eyes, they say, yeah, wow, interesting. And
then so we say to them, look, we have these Zoom parties, you're welcome to come. They may think it's interesting, and then they turn up. Not everybody that books a call decides that it's right for them to come onto a Zoom party.
And we're not thinking that everybody.
Yeah, it's just even myself. I think back to, and this is why I was a little bit skeptical about it. back in the day, back 3-4 years ago, whenever it was, I don't think I would have done it because I think I would have been too nervous maybe to do it. But I see the results and how how it all works and everything like that, and really it's nothing. Like I almost feel a bit stupid at the fact that I would even think that I couldn't do something like that. So it's an interesting experience, and everybody's smiling, everybody's having a good time. Luba's an incredible host of the party. If anybody ever you speak to anybody that's ever been at one of the parties, they'll tell you the truth.
They want to buy tickets to my stand-up show, but they said that it's
Luba's pretty funny. Yeah,
who would guess?
Pretty funny, yeah. Who would guess?
Usually it's your
funny. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, really. So if you are looking to have a go, have some fun. It's a Saturday night, be probably your Saturday day. Link in the description below. Go and check it out. And,
and I think it's very inspirational also to see like how the ladies interact, how the guys interact, so you can see like what, like maybe it brings you some confidence as well. It can help you to understand that what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and some guys finding even like common interest and start to say stop talking like guy to guy, but like it's interesting because people live in US and like they can discuss some things that that is interesting. And also in some parties we have always a lady who is in US, and so of course she has a biggest amount of questions like how is she like US, and for them maybe they would not be matched with her, right? But they would definitely find out how Ukrainian lady is accept US, and what is her like. The guy asked you about the culture shock, he asked her about the places that she already been, that she haven't been. So experience is giant. Like after doing that, it's like reading a book.
I'll just say something here as well. Like there's a lot of stereotypes, and a lot of people, a lot of experts out there saying things like, this is what the women are, this is what they're doing, they've gone to these particular countries, and that they've escaped Ukraine, and now they're living this glorious life in some wonderful world that they never could have access to before. That's not how it is, right? So we see it all the time. If you're ever sitting on one of these calls, there is a range of all different lifestyles, from women that have wishing that they can go back to Ukraine, women that are starting a business in Poland because they need to start their manicure business or whatever it is. There's all ranges of people. There is nobody on there there's people doing, there's a woman doing calls from their car because there's no power at the moment. There's so, and this is what's real. All these other people that are like got this other stuff online about how they, that they're never going to come back to Ukraine because they've got better lives now. I can guarantee there are so many people, including us, that can't wait to go back to Ukraine. All right, so don't listen to that stuff. If you want to see how it really is, come and sit on one of the Zoom calls and see what it really is like for yourself.
Thank you for watching, and we see you in the next one.
We'll catch you later.